Today we're going to learn a very important topic, which is value and reference types in Solidity. Maybe you're new to this, maybe Solidity is your first programming language, but value and reference types are present in pretty much every programming language. And what does this mean? Basically, whenever you're passing data, let's say to a function, you're either passing it by value or by reference. Passing by value, I'm just going to give you a quick introduction and then we're going to dive deep in, and make sure you stay up till the end, because I'm also going to show you some exercises to test your knowledge and if you understood this concept. Passing by value means, let's say if this name is passed by value, it's only the value that is passed to this function, and if we change the name here, let's say the name is something else, it's not going to reflect in the original name that was passed. But if we pass it by reference, we're basically passing a reference to the original name, and if we change the name here, it will reflect the original copy. So let's recall variables of these value types, and in Solidity by default integer, unsigned integer, boolean, and all these other types are by default passed by value. What does this mean, passed by value? So let's say if you have a string that, let's say it's name2, and we have passed this name variable to it, we have assigned this name to this name2. Whenever now we change the name2 to something else, let's say name2, this value of the name will not change because it's getting passed by value. When this name is getting passed here, it's only the value of the name that is getting passed. That's why we call this pass by value. And since that's happening, when we change this name to something else, this original name will not change. And that's different than passing by reference, as you'll see later. Let's see what are reference types. Reference types store the location of data, basically the reference to that variable. And in Solidity, by default, arrays, structs, and mappings are reference types. So whenever you're using any type of mapping, struct or array, whether it's string, it may be uint, doesn't matter, these are reference types. With reference types, two different variables can change one value because they're passing the location of this variable. So we're going to jump straight into coding to test your knowledge on this subject. So we have a test construct here. We also have an x variable of type uint 256, and its initial value is 2. We have a function that says double number, just takes in a number. It's internal and returns us again uint, and basically this number that it takes, it just multiplies by 2, so basically doubles it and returns it. And also we have another function that calls this double number function with the x as parameter. So let's deploy this, go up here, click on deploy, go up here, and now let's change the value of x by clicking here, so it's 2. And what if I click on this do function? Let's see what happens. Will it be 2, or will it double this time, which is 4, and double again this time, which is 8? So will it be 8 or 4 or 2? What do you think? Answer before I click this function. In 3, 2, 1, go. So I click this function. Let's see now the value of x. So it hasn't changed. And why is that? Because we're calling the function x with we're calling the double number function with x, and this value hasn't changed. It's because x is a uint type, and uint, as we said before, is getting passed by value. So we have this double number function. Whenever we are passing here, we are passing only the value, which is 2. so it does not change the original value. Let's go with the second example, and here again we have x, but this time instead of being a single variable, this is an array. X is an array with values from 1 up to 5, so we have 5 different values. We have a function that says change first item, and let me just help you. X is now a reference type, so let's see if that helps you to find out whether X changes at the end. But let's go through this project. So we have change first item function, which basically returns us just one value. It doesn't matter that it returns this. It's important that here it changes the first element of the array and sets it to 50, and here it just takes in the array in memory. So, and also we have another function, do something, that basically just calls this first function with the array. So what do you think? Will the first item in this array be changed to 50, or will it stay 1? So let's deploy this contract and see what happens. And this is a little tricky, and just look the code first before answering. After deploying the contract, you can see I have this X array here. If I put in 0 and I click this, I will get 1, because at 0 index we have the 1 item. Remember, array are indexed starting from 0. If I put in the index 1 and I want to get the value at index 1, click here, I'll get 2, etc. Let's see if I do something, basically attempt to change the first item. Let's see if this first item changes now. Put in 0, click here, and bam, it's still 1. And arrays are reference type. What do you think? Why is this? This is so confusing. Well, this is why, because look at this keyword, memory, and what did we learn? In memory, everything is deleted basically. This is temporary memory. So it's getting basically passed by value this time, even though it's array. Memory kind of overrides this behavior. So when you have an array that's memory, that's basically in this case passed by value. So let me put in storage here. Storage. Let's see if I can spell it right. So now if I save this, deploy the contract, let's see if array really behaves like a reference type. So I'll put in 0 here. So we have 1. Let's see, I do something, and now if I access the first number, as you can see, it's 0 because it's getting its storage now.